Hello, 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 hello. I'm on here a little late because I had to do a run to Maryland, there and back. So I'm here now, and I wanted to share because, again, I'm here to share for the Black man, here to advocate for the Black man, and I'm here for the Black man's voice to be heard. So if that's not for you, you can go somewhere else. And that's cool. I'm cool with that. I don't mean that in a rude way or anything. I'm just saying if it's not for you, you can go somewhere else. So if you're a Black man, put in a number one. If you're a woman, put in a number two. And I want you to share this. I want you to share this, right? Because it is disturbing to me right now over the last few months. Hey, ladies, my sisters is here. Come on, sisters, come on in. Y'all don't be mad at me when I tell the truth, though. Don't be mad at me when I tell the truth. Just don't be mad. Hey, Sylvester, let me know where y'all from, please. So it is disturbing to me, right? On my YouTube channel, I posted a video and I was speaking positively about Black men, right? I'm advocating for Black men. I'm sharing data that Black men have shared with me, the things that they need, want, desire, how they want to be treated, what the miss is when it comes to their women, what are the women missing out, what are they not doing, how they're treating them. And I'm just sharing this. So there are women who are disturbed by the fact that I'm sharing positive information about Black men, that I'm saying Black men are healing. This is what Black men need. They calling me mammies and pick-me's and all kind of stuff because I'm advocating for Black men. This is the world that we live in right now. They screaming and shouting about they want Black men to change and how much Black men need to do this and do that. And when I come on here to share the actual changes that Black men are making, that Black men are in therapy, that Black men do read books, they are yelling and screaming back at me that no, Black men don't, like Black men don't change. So I have this post, right? I went into this person's Instagram and I commented on something that they put up because they had this article out that Black men are rising and being single and lonely. And I said, you know, they're not rising and being lonely. They're rising and being single because they're choosing a better way for themselves. They would rather be by themselves than to be in a toxic relationship because y'all wanted men, and I'm speaking for Black men, y'all wanted Black men to go into therapy. Y'all wanted Black men to get help. Y'all wanted Black men to work on themselves. And now that they're working on themselves and you don't meet the criteria, now y'all crying that Black men, the rate of Black men is single Black men is going up. Now y'all crying and y'all acting like it's because Black men or men, and I'm just speaking from the Black man perspective, are single. Black men are they suffering and they're single? No, guess what, ladies? They are actually reading books. They are actually getting counseling. They are actually getting therapy. They are actually saying, I deserve better than you. And y'all don't like it. I deserve better than this. Thank you, coach. Thank you, therapist. Thank you for telling me that I'm a human being first. Thank you for telling me as a Black man that I deserve better. And now I see that. So this chick that I'm with, I don't want to be with her no more. So some of y'all really don't want them to go to therapy because it's going to remove you from the equation because you're toxic. So let me read this comment back to you guys that another person put up. I won't say whose Instagram it was on. I just want to read the comments so that we can hear how detrimental, how much people don't like Black men, how much people don't want Black men to heal. Let me read this. It says, at Trey Kearney, I disagree. And I don't know many men who would actually agree with you, too. She disagrees, but she doesn't know that 20,000 men follow me on TikTok and that everything that I'm speaking from is data. That she doesn't know how many men would agree with me. And what she's saying agreeing with me is that men are on board to do better, but women are not hearing that. So she says she don't know how many men would agree with you. That I mean men in the relationship space. I've had many conversations with men in this space who all agree. Women support, listen to this. This is what I want everybody to hear. Women support relationship pages, products, classes, ebooks, coaching, counseling, therapy, etc. Men don't. Wait a minute. Respectfully, I barely market to men unless they ask, because there is no point. You want men to heal, but you barely market to men your products that would help them heal? That's kind of sort of an oxymoron, because you're assuming that there is no point because they don't want to heal. Women have really, and other people have really lost their minds to even say something like this. And they said the products are consumed by women. Let me explain something about that. Women are buying books to sit on a shelf. Let me be one. Let me. I'm a woman. I'm a woman. Women are going to therapy to get a badge to say I go to therapy. And I'm not saying all women. Some women go to therapy, they really get help and they change. I'm not saying all women. I'm for the women who go to therapy to really work on themselves and they come home and they implement what they've learned. I'm not talking to you. But there is a large number of women who get coaching, counseling, therapy, books, products, support all these things, and don't implement a damn thing. Still go home and treat their man like shit. Still go home and cuss and scream and yell after church, after they taught Bible study. So just because a person buys self-help books, just because a person goes to therapy, just because a person goes to church, just because a person, a demographic of people consume the products, does not mean they're implementing what they're supposed to do after they consume the product. There's a million women out here consuming diet products and all, and then don't do it for a week, and then it's off to the races, back to eating ho-hos and Twinkies. So miss me with the fact that more women are going to therapy, more women are buying the products. Yeah, they buying the products to feed themselves and to find a reason to blame men instead of working on themselves and being the best version of themselves in the house. So sorry to tell the people the truth. Women are so hell-bent on saying that men don't change, men are not doing this, and men are not doing that, that when a man actually changes, she can't even see it because she's been programmed to say that, oh, he's never going to change. So he's never going to change. I hear this all the time. Men don't read. I know a lot of Black men who are therapists. I know a lot of Black men who go to therapy. I know a lot of Black men who go to therapy. I know a lot of Black men who read. You know, I know a lot of Black men who go to therapy, who are therapists, who read, who are doctors, because that's what I'm looking for. If you look for criminals and if you focus on media, that's what you're going to find. I know men, hundreds of men in rooms right now with Black therapists that I know, Black male therapists who became Black male therapists because they worked on themselves. But for some reason, more people want to jump on the bandwagon of saying that Black men ain't changing, Black men don't do this, they're never going to change. Well, if that's your thought process, that's exactly what you're going to think, but that's your problem, not the Black man's. And quite frankly, they are going to therapy. And what they're getting out of therapy is that they don't need you because you're not healthy. I said what I said. So everybody who's talking about you a mammy and you will pick me up, I sure am. And I'm okay with that. But the words that come out of my mouth is truth. I speak for all of the intelligent, intellectual Black men who are working hard every day just for somebody to say he's not working hard enough. For a man to come into his house and have changed his behavior. I've seen this because I coach couples. And it's frustrating when I see people on social media talking about this is not happening. I've seen a man work on himself because I'm coaching him. And I'm saying, when you come in, don't yell, don't scream. If she says something to you, I want you to just hold your tongue. I want you to go for a walk. And it will be, and I'm being really honest, and I'm not going to put my clients' names out here, but I'm being really honest and truthful right now, that man will be on his best behavior for 3 months. No yelling, no screaming, walk away, maybe have one outburst. And this woman will not acknowledge the fact that, wow, we had an argument and he walked away. Wow, I went off on him and he didn't say anything back. Wow, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. But she will hone in on that one time that he had a moment. And the men come to me in their coaching sessions and they are frustrated. They're like, Trey, I'm working really hard. I'm working really hard. And I'm like, I know. But it is being instilled in our women that no matter how hard this black man works, he's not changing. He's not changing. We have to change the way that we think, women. We have to look and accept and say, oh, his behavior is changing, instead of saying, oh, he's just going to go back to doing that. Because when we change and we go to therapy and we grow, we expect that man to accept the fact that we're not yelling anymore and that we're not going to go back to it. We expect him, and we get frustrated and we're like, I'm changing, I've changed. And he doesn't see the change. But you every day don't see a change in him. There are some amazing men out here who actually go to therapy. Black men don't get funded to change. We ain't even talking about funding. We're talking about black men are changing on their own. Let me tell you something. Black men have common sense, a lot of common sense. Black men grow up. You're talking about a 25-year-old black man that cheated on you, did this and did that. Black men grow up to be 50-year-old, respectful, responsible black men, just like black women grow up. I did some trifling shit in my early 20s and 30s. Really. But I grew up and I changed, and everybody accepted that. But for a black man to have cheated on somebody at 25, 30 years old, it's unacceptable for the rest of his life. He just a piece of shit. Excuse my language, but this is the language that people need to hear right now. Oh my God, he did that. He did this. He's 50 years old now. He has changed his ways. I don't choose to focus on the negative black men. I don't choose to focus through a lens of me being hurt by a black man. I choose to approach each and every black man as an individual. Because there are some black men that haven't worked on themselves. And there are some black men that are just dogs. And there's also some black men that work every day, bring home the bacon, fry it up in the pan, got his wife car, got the house, the mortgage, and she don't have to do nothing. But we don't want to talk about that. But I'm here to tell you, I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. And for anybody who's not a mammy, sir, ma'am, whatever you are, yup, whatever you say, I'm that, and I'm good with it, because I ain't going nowhere, because my brothers need to be heard and they deserve respect, and people gonna stop putting them in a box, and people gonna stop treating them like every black man is the same. Every person on this planet is an individual. Every person on this planet thinks for themselves. Every person on this planet thinks on their own, thinks differently. No two people think exactly alike. No two black men are exactly alike. No two black men have been raised in the same house unless they're brothers. Their morals and their values change as they grow, even if they are brothers. So all that nonsense about women going to therapy more than men, buying the products, yeah, they buying them, going to therapy, and they go home and therapy ain't helped them one bit. That book they read, they ain't even read it. They bought that book to tell their friends, oh, I bought this book, How to Be a Better Wife and Mother. Ain't read the book yet. Got 33,000 spiritual books in the house and don't even pick them up. I'm saying it because I'm a woman who used to do that. I'm saying it because I know what I'm talking about. I've been to conferences and got a whole bunch of information and didn't implement it when I went home. It was a good rah-rah session. Yay, sisters, yes. Hallelujah, amen. We're going to go home and treat our men better. We're going to do good. Only for 2 weeks to pass and a high to come down and go right back to being the same bitch I was before. And men are simply tired of it. And if you don't want to have this conversation, please bounce. I'm good with that. And I'm not speaking because I'm speaking because I used to be you. Go to church on Sunday, be high for a week, and then be out cussing folks out when they cut me off in the car, giving folks the middle finger. Just because you go to church every Sunday and you in there hallelujah rolling around and you praise dancing and you sing in the choir, by the end of the week, you go right back to the same old nonsense, treating your man like crap. But somebody say, oh, she goes to church 3 times a week. Yeah, and she's horrible at home. Oh, she buys books and she buys these programs and she goes to therapy and she does this and she's still a horrible person. So that's my ex-wife with fake religion. I know women who do it all the time. Not just to men. I know women that go hallelujah, amen, church, this, and they go to work and they just barracudas. So I want people to stop talking about what men don't do and to say, I would actually I disagree, and I don't know many men who would actually agree with you. What men you been talking to? I've been talking to 20,000 men for the last 2 months, saying the stuff that they told me, collecting data and sharing it. And 20,000 men agree with me that they are getting help. And 20,000 men agree with me that they have changed. And 20,000 men have agreed that they have grown up. And 20,000 men have agreed that I've done some dumb shit, but I'm better for it now. I'm a better father. I'm a better husband to my new wife. 20,000 men agree with me. So you talking to who? And then to say, respectfully, I barely market to men unless they ask because there is no point. So you don't know what you're talking about because you're not even talking to men because you barely market to men because you already counted them out of the equation. Excuse me, I talk to men all day, every day, coach them, interview them, research them, and you're whatever you're saying, I'm sorry. You just said I barely market to men unless they ask because there is no point. The products are consumed by women. So how are you going to speak for men to say, I don't think men would agree with you, Trey, if you won't even offer them your products to help them? Odie said the women listen, follow, submit to that pastor more than the man she's sleeping with every night. That is so true. That is so true. So I had to come on here and share that. Let me share some of my notes. These are some of the things that come up for me, and I just jot them down in my phone, and I just want to share them. Women are mad because men are going to therapy and coaching, and they are okay with walking away and being themselves. You wanted men to go with that to therapy and coaching, but now that it's not beneficial to you because the man is actually going to work on himself to only realize I'm better than this, so I need to walk away. And now you're mad, and now you're claiming and screaming that men are the highest lonely single men in the world, but they're going to coaching and therapy at your request to figure out that I need to have self-care and I get to take care of myself. So you no longer fit in the equation. More loyal to their work husbands. Woo, the brothers are speaking. Is that a brother? Dennis, oh my goodness. We cherry pick. Now, if we have, and then the women are saying, they saying that women have more options because they have their own money, their own cars, and their own houses. Well, I want to see you snuggle with $100 bill. I want to see you rub up against that car. Let me know how that's going for you. That's another thing that's going around right now in that article. Women have their own stuff, so they don't need men. So even when that man was in the home with you, you showed him the only thing that you needed from him was to protect and provide. And now that he's done those things and you weren't really paying attention to his vulnerability and the signs and the signals that he was showing that he was a human because you were so focused on him protecting and providing, now you're talking about you got your own money, you don't need a man because he doesn't know how to communicate because you was focusing on the protecting and providing and not the loving and the vulnerability because you needed his money. So now it's flipped and he doesn't need nothing. He doesn't need anything from you. They are crazy because I need my man. I know that's right, girl. You better say that out loud. I'm with the sister. Listen, y'all have to tune into my new show. I Said What I Said on Friday. I have a powerful wife coming in. She plays no games. She snatches the wife's edges to tell them exactly, no, you're not doing, no. And she a wife of many years. Since y'all was all asking me questions, are you married? Are you this? I had to call some of my super friend wives. I got one coming on the 19th and one coming on the 26th. Because I talk to wives. I talk to wives that have programs. I talk to wives who are in ministry to make sure I'm correct with what I'm saying, even when I'm representing the men. I make sure I'm not offensive to the wives. So I go and actually talk to wives to say, I'm going to say this. Is it okay if you say it like, yeah, Trey, you need to say it like that because they need to step their games up. These are the wives I'm talking about. These are bona fide, certified, verified wives who said, Trey, what you doing, you need to do it like that. Because communities are suffering when wives drop the ball. Legacies are failing when wives drop the ball. When women are not paying attention to their husbands and giving their husbands the space to make a mistake without crucifying him and instead supporting him, we're failing. When women come on here and call me a mammy, when women come on here and call me a pick me because I am advocating for black men and loving on black men, we're failing. There's guys screaming all over the internet, relationship coaches, girl, leave him, do this, do that. You as a woman, you deserve this. Don't give that brother another chance. Y'all ain't calling him a pick me or mammy. Y'all up there praising him and hallelujah and shouting when you ain't doing what you're supposed to do for your man. But your ears are tickled. But I'm here to tell you, I ain't got time for none of y'all. I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and I'm going to tell you the truth. Sorry. And again, this is what men have told me. You never accept his truth, so you were constantly dismissing his feelings, constantly missing his cues, and you didn't open your eyes until he left, checked out emotionally, or cheated. Men are communicating. When wives, when they don't say what you want to hear, you don't accept their truth. And you don't accept their truth until they check out emotionally, leave, or cheat on you. Then you want to hear. Then you want to hear, but you want to blame everybody else. I did everything. And he did nothing. Yeah, right. I'm sorry. We're going to call a spade a spade. Too late now. That's all I'm saying. Wait a minute. Who called you that I am watching? We are worth more than stuff we provide. Yeah, no, on my YouTube channel, the comments that I'm seeing, man, please. Y'all don't know me very well. Y'all don't know I've been in these internet streets screaming and shouting for men for over 10 years. Y'all just new to me on TikTok and YouTube. Y'all don't know, and y'all lucky y'all ain't know me 10 years ago because you might have got cussed out. But I'm a better person because I've grown and I understand your ignorance. I understand you are ignorant and you don't understand how to take in good information and implement it. That's why I'm saying that to the people who saying more women go to therapy, coaching, this, that, and the other. And they ain't no better off than the men that don't. That's the sad part. More women are buying products, going to therapy, going to coaching, doing this, doing that, and they are no better than their counterparts who are not doing anything, so they claim. So you're going to therapy and you coming home yelling and screaming and cussing and fighting, and your man not doing nothing and he handling things better than you. That's why he don't want to go to therapy with you. The YouTube is New You Nation Network. New You Nation Network. And I put a post up before. Ladies, you don't want to know why your man don't want to go to church with you? Because it ain't helping you. Ladies, you want to know why your man don't want to go to therapy with you? Because it ain't helping you. You go to therapy and you come home and you still mean, barracuda, nasty, disgusting behavior. It ain't changing you. So stop acting like he's supposed to go to therapy when it's not doing anything for you. If it's like, if I see a woman and she is working out and she looks good, her shoulders look good, her back look good, she got a six-pack, I'm like, oh my God, what gym you go to? Who's your trainer? What supplements are you taking? Now, if I see a woman that's going to the gym and she coming out and ain't no changes, I know she's just going to the gym to sightsee, to tell people she went to the gym. She's not actually mentally going to the gym for the purpose of the gym. Somebody gonna get that on the ride home. Somebody gonna get that on the ride home. We hold hands in church and others look at us as if we're wrong. I did everything for 4 years and got used by my wife. I'm so sorry to hear that, Top. It's okay. It's going. Better things are coming your way. I'm a healing man. When I'm truthful, they throw my vulnerability right back at me. Those are not your people. Sorry, those are not your people. Those are not your people. And somebody said God is for us. I understand God is for us. But a lot of people are turned off by the church because church people act like heathens. That's the truth of the matter. A lot of people are turned off by Christians because Christians are supposed to be a representation of Christ. Christians are supposed to be ambassadors of Christ. We are supposed to live the word. So I know God is for us individually, but we're supposed to be a representation of Christ so that people see the Christ in us. And they're like, well, girl, why are you so happy? Where you get that from? Jesus. But if you're running around here with a tight face and cussing people out and doing all this stuff, and you call yourself a Christian, nobody's going to want to come to your church. Nobody's going to want to, if you talking about you go to the gym every day and work out and you don't got no results, nobody's going to want to go work out with you if you're supposed to be a trainer. I'm sorry, the reality of the situation is just that. And some of y'all don't like to hear the truth, but the truth will make you free. So if you want your husband to go with you to the gym, then it gotta look like you going to the gym. It can't look like he going to waste his time. If you want your husband to go with you to therapy, then when you come from therapy and some women been in therapy for 5 years and they still, nope. And the husband been with her for 5-10 years and he like, you need to fire your therapist because she's not good for you. And I'm just being 100% honest with y'all. Sometimes the help ain't good help. Sometimes it's not the therapist, it's not therapists. And sometimes the coach is not coaching. If you are not getting results, if there is no change in whatever it is that you're trying to grow, do, or be, it's time to not, just because you've been with that therapist for 3 years, 5 years, or that coach, it's time to get you a new one because there's no change in the environment. There's no change in your spirit. There's no change in your behavior. So whatever you're doing, it's not working. You should have a system of measurement of knowing whether something is working or not. And if your house is still in the shambles and you've been in therapy for 5 years, or you've been in coaching, or you've been in church and you still cussing your husband out or your boyfriend, or you still behaving in a negative way, you should check yourself because it has nothing to do with him and everything to do with you. Sorry, not sorry. I thank God for you and the truth you are telling. Thank you so much. Men are communicating. It's not always with words, but they are definitely communicating. Yes, Odie, men are communicating. And I'm so sick of people saying that men don't communicate. Women think men don't communicate when he don't say what she wants to hear, or when a conversation doesn't go her way, or when he doesn't want to talk when she wants to talk. Men communicate all the time. I communicate with men all the time. And they say, no matter what I tell her, it's still not right. Whether I tell the truth, whether I lie, whether I go to therapy, whether I go to church, it's never right. So I'm just really banging my head against a brick wall. And when I try to have a conversation with her to tell her I'm frustrated, now it's toxic masculinity, or I'm gaslighting her, or all these terms that come up that we are now looking at online, or these therapists are telling us, oh, he's gaslighting you, he's love bombing you. No, he's actually trying to be nice to you because he wants a different result from you that he's not getting. So he's not gaslighting you or love bombing you. And we have to learn when a person is actually trying to change. And we have to actually learn when a person is really trying to do something, instead of having this stuck in our head and being programmed by society that Black men are not learning, Black men are not growing, Black men are not going to therapy, Black men are not going to empowerment, Black men don't read, Black men running magazines. How are you going to say they don't read? Black men are therapists, Black therapists. How are you going to say Black men don't go to therapy? They go to therapists and then they become therapists for Black men. So I'm going to let y'all go now. Love y'all. Wish that some of these women out here would please stop looking through that lens of I've been hurt before. Stop looking through that lens of that man that you dealt with when he was 25 years old. Stop looking through the lens of I want to be the victim. Stop looking through the lens of it's never my fault. Stop looking through the lens of I want to point fingers at men. And open up your eyes to understand that every man that you are dealing with is an individual. Every man that you're dealing with is an individual. Each man is his own person. Not the person you slept with when you were 16, not your baby's daddies, not your father, not your uncle who was a drunk and a cheater. Each man is an individual. He is his own person. So get it out of your head that everybody is doing everything the same and that all men are and all Black men don't. And if you are not going to market your products to Black men, products that are to help people because you said they're not going to buy them, how dare you say anything about them because you are not even trying to be a solution to their problem? I would never tell a Black man I won't coach you. I would never tell a Black man I'm not going to write a book for you because you ain't going to buy it anyway. I would never tell a Black man I'm not going to gear this conference toward this demographic. Women genuinely buy more than men, and we don't need to. That's why people target women. That's why these male relationship expert gurus ain't targeting men, because men ain't silly enough to buy the bullshit. Women buying stuff. Women's supposed to get this, and women's supposed to be treated like that. We know how we're supposed to get, what we're supposed to get treated, how we're supposed to get treated. Why are we buying all this stuff? But ain't nobody telling you a woman gets treated like this when she treats a man like that. Ain't nobody telling us. It's telling you how to be a better woman, but not how to be a better woman for your man, or a better wife, or a better lover for your man. It's telling you how to be a better person for you, which is not getting you a result that you want because you're reading the wrong stuff. You're spending all this money on all this stuff and it ain't helping you because you're reading the wrong stuff. You're reading what you want to hear instead of what you need to hear and what you need to do to have a thriving relationship. You rather go buy $100, a $25 t-shirts that say men ain't shit or whatever, instead of a book, hashtag no side chicken, side chick proof your home. Here's 40 things that you could do to enhance your relationship in your house. You rather do something where you don't have to do the work, where you don't have to be accountable. And that's why your relationship is not thriving. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. And if you don't like it, again, you're going to remember what I said, because I said what I said. And again, like I tell my clients when they talk to each other, you don't have to drill it in your husband's head. You can say it one time and say to yourself, I said what I said. He heard me. And vice versa for the husband to the wife. You don't have to drill it in her head, because once you said it, I said what I said. I don't have to argue back with nobody on the internet ever, because I said what I said. You heard me. You heard me when I said whatever I said, that just because women are buying, going, and doing, they not implementing it. So I don't got to go argue on social media channels with folks and women and back and forth conversations. I said what I said, and you heard what I said. Check yourself. Get the facts. Go work on you. And a lot of men don't want to go to therapy or coaching or counseling or church because women sitting there trying to work on him. You want to take him to church, therapy, coaching, and counseling to build a man, to work on him. You need to be working on yourself. Stop. You want to take him somewhere to fix him. Who want to go? I don't want to go nowhere with nobody where they're going to be pointing fingers at me and sitting there listening to the therapist trying to make it like it's all about me. When you go to therapy for you, to fix you, to work on you, not the other person. When you go to coaching to work on you, not the other person. So when you start dragging people into these things and you sitting there looking at them like you don't have no nickel in this quarter when you're part of the problem. I know, brothers. I know. I understand. But we're going to keep talking and keep fixing it. So let me go. I love y'all. I believe in y'all. I hope the wives are listening. My girl is coming on, Sherilyn Ross, on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my YouTube channel. And my YouTube channel is New You Nation Network. New You Nation Network YouTube channel. Go over there and check it out. And for my men, I have a book for you. And I believe that you will buy it. So I'm going to mark it to you, because I wrote a book for you because I believe that Black men read. And my thing is, for the person who I am, if I can help one man, I have done what God called me to do. It ain't got to be 1 million. It ain't got to be 100. It ain't got to be 1,000. If I helped one Black man today or one Black woman today, I have done what God called me to do. Yes, New You Nation Network. Yep. I will please purchase a copy. It's a great book. It's one day at a time. You read the book one day at a time. And I have brothers who contributed to the book, who told little pieces of their story. So I thank them. And I have a brother who put prayers in here, a pastor who prayed for the brothers. And I put prayers in here for y'all too. Because I love y'all. And I'm about that life. And I ain't scared of no name calling. A mammy, a pick me. I'm not, y'all don't even bother me. That's funny to me that you will call me names because I love Black men. It's my name, TreyKearney.com, www.TreyKearney.com. And you can get it off of menhurt2.com, but the shipping is more expensive. So if you go to TreyKearney.com, the shipping is cheaper. I don't know why, the way the website set it up, they did the shipping, and I don't want to charge y'all extra. I really don't. But if it's easier for you to remember Men Hurt Too and you don't mind paying extra for shipping, that's fine too. But on the menhurt2.com, there's a recording. Even if you don't buy the book, please go listen to the recording. It is a love letter from my heart for each and every man. The name of the book is It's Healing Time, Men Hurt Too. Oops. Men Hurt Too. Make sure you get It's Healing Time, Men Hurt Too, because I also wrote a book for women. It's Healing Time, Restoring Hope in Women After Infidelity, because I help women too. And right now, this is just a little bit of tough love for y'all. So remember what I tell you at the end of all my broadcasts, you deserve the best. Yes, I'm talking to you. You deserve the best. Now go get it. Peace and blessings. I love y'all, and I will see you soon. I am also a certified life and relationship coach. If you are suffering silently in your relationship, you can email me, Trey@TreyKearney.com. Or when you go to my website, www.TreyKearney.com, you can schedule a free 15-minute consultation call with me so we can just have a conversation to see if I can help you or support you in any way. That's www.TreyKearney.com. And there's a free 15-minute consultation button on my coaching services. Or if you want coaching and you're just ready to move forward and live your best life, I'm your girl. Love y'all. Peace and blessings.